Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakal. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Lord willing, this blessing is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. This is Job chapter 20, starting at verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Alright? So even since the beginning of the time, it was already set that the wicked is not going to rule forever. But the reason I brought this out is to talk about the hypocrites, man. Because a hypocrite is a scornful thing to be. It's a hateful thing to be, right? It's also likened to being double-minded. If you say one thing or do another, or if your words don't match your actions, you're double-minded and you're a hypocrite, man. All right? A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, roughly paraphrasing. But the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of a hypocrite but for a moment, man. All right? Because, it's been on my spirit to do because a lot of people in the world are hypocrites, man. So starting with Esau Edom. Esau Edom's the biggest hypocrite on earth, man. But a lot of our people have taken on his ways and became hypocrites their damn selves, but they don't even realize it, right? You got so-called Salaki. You got Jake, so-called. You got Jake in general, right? So-called Black, Hispanic, Native American. They'll march all up and down the streets talking about Black Lives Matter, and so on and so forth. But they'll say that Black Lives Matter, but they'll support homosexuality, which is the exact opposite, the exact antithesis of life, man. No life can come from homosexuality. So if you say so-called Black Lives Matter and you're pro-homosexuality, that's hypocrisy, man, because they cancel each other out. All right? If you say, I'm not political anyway. I believe, everybody in the office, everybody in government are puppets used by the elite to push forward their agenda towards a new world order. But you got a lot of jakes that'll bump heads over Democrat and Republican, and they'll also say things like, "Give us our reparations." You don't make sense, man. You're a hypocrite. You'll hate America. You'll hate the things that they've done to the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You'll say that the white man is the devil, but you'll ask him for reparations. You'll vote for him to stay in power in the office. You make no sense. You're a hypocrite, man. This is why you're double-minded as well, man. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, roughly paraphrasing, man. And that's also hypocrisy, man. And this is why Yahweh Shai was snapping on Jake back in the day about being hypocrites, man. And I'm going to pull that out, Lord willing, But first, let me hop over to James. Okay, I roughly paraphrased it twice. I might as well pull it out. James chapter 1 and verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That's right. If you're double-minded, that's technically a mental illness, man. Your mind isn't stable. Your mind isn't sound, man. You don't know what to think, right? Actually, let me jump over to Sirach chapter 33. Sirach 33, I'll start at verse 2. I'll just get straight to the point. A wise man hateth not the law, but he that is an hypocrite therein is as a ship in a storm. All right. If you ever been on the ocean, or use your imagination in general, a boat in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the storm, it's gonna wave back and forth. It's gonna rock to and fro, man. It's not gonna be steady at all, man. And this is the same thing as a hypocrite. It's the same thing as a double-minded man. It's unstable, man. There's no surety of anything, man. And that's why it's a dangerous thing to be a hypocrite, man. All right. Actually, let me jump back over to Job. I believe I want to go to 27. All right. Job 27 and 8. For what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he hath gained, when the Most High taketh away his soul? Will Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hear his cry when trouble cometh upon him? Will he delight himself in the Almighty? Will he always call upon Yahweh? All right. Again, this is talking about a hypocrite. This it's a dangerous thing to be a hypocrite, man. You gotta, your actions have to match your words, man. That's hypocrisy if it doesn't. Actually, let's go into this word hypocrite, and the blue letter will go in the dictionary as well. Ooh, hypocrite, hypocritical, godless, profane, hypocrite, irreligious. Actually, let's see what irreligious means. Indifferent or hostile to religion or having no religious beliefs. Yeah, you're a hypocrite. If you say you love Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, or even if you so-called go to church, right? You call yourself a so-called Christian. You know, you pray over your food. You go to church. You give tithes. You know, you put on a suit and tie. You go to church Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night. But if you go home eating bacon, eating swine, right, being a thief, committing adultery, you're a hypocrite, man. And this is why the Christian church is so defiled, man. Not only because they speak lies, it's because the whole church is full of hypocrisy, man. I seen that as a kid, man, going into the churches, man. The whole church was full of hypocrisy, man. You see how these people are inside the building, and as soon as they leave, you see how wicked they are, man. As soon as you leave, man. But let me go into this word hypocrite right here. It's locked. I don't know why it's not working. Hypocrite, a person who indulges in hypocrisy. Well, let me go to the word hypocrisy. Hypocrisy, the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform, on pretense. All right, so if your words doesn't match your actions, you're a hypocrite, man. A lot of our people are hypocrites, right? And a lot of our people, they idolize hypocrites, right? Especially like so-called rappers, so-called athletes. They'll see them on the TV and believe that they're this image, but they're really not. A lot of these rappers are truly broke. A lot of these athletes live paycheck to paycheck, just like Jake, man. Yeah, their paychecks may be higher, but so are their bills, man. You gotta understand, all of Jake is in captivity, right? And the ones that are not, the ones that are, so-called got it, like you got the Jay-Z's and the Kanye's, they're either being tormented or they sold their soul completely, man. All right? But a lot of them is hypocrisy, man. This is why when the blind lead the blind, they both shall fall into the ditch, man. Because a part of being blind is being a hypocrite. Because you're unstable mentally, man. All right? Let me jump over to Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 9. A hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered. Right? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Salakia. Wisdom and understanding shall be the stability of thy time. Wisdom is going to keep you stable, man. Understanding is going to keep you stable. A hypocrite, just like Sirach said, is like a ship in the middle of a storm, man. It's unstable. You don't know what's going to happen. Any given moment, it could capsize, flip over, and everybody on board drown, man. Again, just like the people that idolize rappers, they're being destroyed with what these rappers say. These rappers will promote drug use, but be completely sober in their life, man. These rappers will rap about committing adultery, bagging so many broads, bragging so many dudes broads, but be homosexuals behind closed doors, man. All right. If you see the episode of Boondocks with that nigga Thugalicious, it exposed all that, man. A lot of things on TV is the truth, but they put it behind entertainment to make you think, oh, it's just fiction. They're just talking shit. No, there's a lot of truth in what you see on TV, man. All right, but you gotta have spiritual eyes to see it. But again, you idolize these people. You idolize these so-called religious leaders, so-called pastors, so-called entertainers, so-called athletes. Right? You idolize these people, but they're all hypocrites, man. They'll go on stage when they get a reward. Oh, well, first thing I want to think is God. But which God are they thinking, man? Remember, hypocrisy goes back to godless, man. These people are truly powerless, man, because they don't go to the true power in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. Salaki. Let me jump over to Matthew chapter 15 and verse 7. Matthew 15 and 7. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, these people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for the doctrines, the commandments of men. And that's right, man. It's like I said, people go on stage, thank God for this award, yada yada yada. But it's all vanity, man. It's all vain talk. It's all babble, man. All right. They want to say that they say with their mouths that they worship the Lord, right? They say with their mouths that they love God, but their mind is far from Him, man. Their mind is completely away from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And these celebrities, they know the truth, man. If one celebrity knows the truth, they all know the truth, because it's all one big circle, right? It's all one big ass club. And you see multiple celebrities talk about the truth. You seen Floyd Mayweather talk about it. You seen Cat Williams talk about it. You seen that other female comedian talk about it. I forgot her name. You seen Kanye talk about it. You seen Big Sean talk about it. It's all, the truth is spreading, man. You seen DMX hop by the highways and byways talking to camps, man. They all know the truth. So for them to go on stage and say things, hypocritical things, man, they're gonna get destroyed for that, man. All right, they're gonna get judgment for that unless they repent. And Jake, that's following them, is gonna get judged too, man. All right, because you're blind, being led by other blind men. All right, this is Matthew 23. I'm gonna start at verse 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. All right, you go to church, you see pastor in a suit and tie, you see the deacons, the bishops, whatever. Everybody suit and tie, suited up. They'll brag about how much tithe they give. They'll flex subtly. They'll make it be known how much tithe they give, right? A lot of churches, they say, I went to this one Levite church. They said, yo, if you put $10,000 in the tithe, we'll put your name on a sign in front of the church, right? So, people like to flex, right? To pretend that they're holier than thou, man, just by, paying their tithes. But they forget the other parts of the law, mercy, faith, judgment, man, right? Not knowing judgment is detrimental to you, Jakes, man. Not knowing how the Lord operates, man, is detrimental to you, Jakes, man. It's causing your destruction, whether you want to believe it or not, man. Verse 24, ye blind guides would strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. All right. The milk of the law you'll strain at, man. But you want to break down other improbable things, man. You want to break down. You can't handle that Yahweh Shai is a so-called black man, right? You can't handle that the law is not done away with. But you try to swallow a camel, man. All right. Verse 25, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you make clean the outside of the cup of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and the platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. All right, you got to clean yourself from within, man. You got to renew your mind to be born again, man. You got to cleanse your temple, man. Just because you put a suit on a pig, don't make it not a pig, man. Verse 27, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. Woe meaning death and destruction. All right. For ye are like unto whitest sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and all of uncleanliness. Yeah, it looks good from the outside. Yeah, it looks good you go into the church, right? It looks good you put on a suit and tie. It looks good you want to praise Chezzy, right? Only on Sundays, all right? But inside you're full of dead man's bones, man. You're completely unclean, man. Verse 28, even so you also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within you are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. All right, yeah. You want to march talking about Black Lives Matter. You want to march talking about we need reparations. All this folly, man. All this folly. You want to, and you put it all on social media so you can appear like you're doing something for the people, man. You can appear that you're doing something positive, but you're doing something negative, man. That Black Lives Matter is full of death, man. It's full of homosexuality. It's full of demasculating the men, right? If you put Black Lives Matter on Google Images, I bet you see a rainbow within the first 5 images, man. All right, I'll do that right now, Salakia. But ain't nothing wrong with a rainbow, but they in Babylon they defiled it, man. Actually, I'll go to the homepage and Google Images. This again, follow the off rip. This red, white, and green pro African shit, man. And they got an Edomite on the front page, man. This is the Edomite. His dad is a so called white man. This Jussie Smollett is an Edomite, man. They talking about Black Lives Matter, but they got Edomite on the page, man. It's hypocrisy, man. That's hypocrisy in plain sight. All right, so Slocky, I was wrong about the rainbow, about it being on the Google Images, but even still, they still got exposed on their main webpage, man. They got a nigga that was known for lying, right, about something, and they man, this place is through, man. Woe to them hypocrites, man. All right, I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna wrap it up, Lord willing. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 29. Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. All right, be careful what you say. Death and life is in the power of the tongue, man. And those that love it will eat the fruit thereof. Roughly paraphrasing. All right, because people hear what you say. If your actions don't match your words, you're a hypocrite. Not only in the sight of men, but in the sight of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because he sees everything you do in secret. He knows everything you think in secret, man. All right. But I'm going to wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash Barakatah. Slaki, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I'll say Shalom and Abad Babal.